Reaching the Filipinos throughout the world. Bringing closer to home your source of pure OPM hits. Online, www.v81radio.com. From California and the Philippines. This is V81 Radio. All hits, all Pinoy.
The views and opinions expressed by the host do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of those from V81 Radio Management. Furthermore, the views and opinions expressed by the guests and the listeners of this program do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the host, the co-anchor, its staff, and the management of V81 Radio.
And this is your US Visa Law News and FAQs. Isang magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat and welcome again to the program. Saturday po ngayon and of course pag Saturday, sino po pang makakasama niyo tuwing umaga? Kundi po si Gio and Attorney Maricar Madrid Crost. Hi Attorney, welcome back.
Hi, magandang umaga sa iyo, Gio, and to everybody, magandang umaga.
Yun, kasi sinabi kong welcome back kasi si Attorney was in the Fiesta in America last week, ano? Kaya nga hindi natin siya nakasama sa program, ano? So, ayan, so tell us, I'm sure mga kababayan natin excited kung ano pong nangyari, malaman kung ano pong nangyari dun sa Fiesta in America.
Okay, yeah, it was a very exciting 2 days. August 13 and August 14 at syempre may mga kasamang artista din but napakaraming nag-attend ng fiesta, so they come from different parts of the Northeast. Well, New York, New Jersey, yung iba galing sa Philadelphia, yung iba galing sa Connecticut, as far as Massachusetts. Yun yung mga nakilala ko at mga nakasama namin sa Philippine Fiesta. So it was a great opportunity to meet people and then meet yung mga community leaders sa New Jersey, New York area. And marami pong nagtatanong tungkol sa immigration, even those who have been here already for a long, long time.
Ako, very... So I heard you gave free private consultations dun mismo sa ano, no? And
maraming mga nagtatanong, something pertaining to family immigration, yung tipong, the typical, pumunta dito as a tourist, tapos nagkaroon ng working visa, then eventually, I don't know, things didn't work out with the employer, so ended up overstaying, and then, nagpakasal, yun pala, hindi naman yata masyadong maayos yung pagpapakasal, wala masyadong mga disclose na information, yun pala merong drug habit, yung pinakasalan, gano'n. So then, nailagay sa preso. Yung mga ganun ba?
Mhm.
So, now, pinapayuhan siya ng iba na, well, mag-file ka ng VAWA, yung Violence Against Women Act for Mental Cruelty, things like those.
Mhm.
You know, yung mga payo nanggagaling sa mga kaibigan, sa mga ibang abogado din. Ganun. So, what I'm trying to point out is, siguro, dapat talaga sit down with a lawyer na makakatulong sa inyo at kailangan talagang tingnan ang lahat ng mga anggulo before and then zero in on a specific solution. So,
Okay.
that's my thing. It's
Yeah.
good to ask second opinions dahil, you know, then you'll have the opportunity to be able to learn about what other professionals are suggesting and then finally come up with the right solution.
And nakita namin sa sa program you went up on stage and did a talk about the parole for yung mga PhilAm vets so kamusta yung attorney
yes.
So it was dalawang araw din 13 and 14, right?
Yes, nagkaroon ako ng talk tungkol sa Filipino World War II veterans, yung mga those who filed for petitions for their family members at naghihintay ng napakatagal sa atin o kaya nandito hindi makapag-apply ng green card, yung ganun ba? Dahil sa pagkatagal-tagal. So, anyway, yung mga nasa atin na beneficiaries ng mga approved petitions, they can actually request, or the petitioner can actually request for their family members to be able to come here and wait for their priority dates to be reached para dito na sila mag-apply ng green card. And that way, they can be together as a family, and at the same time, they can help their aging parents or spouse. So, napaka-galing nitong bagong batas which benefits only those who Filipinos who served the United States during World War II. So
yeah,
and that's one thing. I also spoke about extended provisional waiver dahil
yun.
come August 29, magte-take effect na yung expanded provisional waiver. Ito naman ay the benefit now extends to the relatives of permanent residents. Yung unang version ng provisional waiver, it only benefits relatives of U.S. citizens. So, the way it works is, there are certain beneficiaries of approved immigrant petitions na kinakailangang mag-exit para makompleto yung kanilang immigration process. And so now, kung sila ay mag-exit, matitrigger yung 10-year bar. Then, with the approval of a provisional waiver, makakabalik din sila ng mabilis after the visa is issued, pagkatapos ng kanilang visa interview. So, that's what I discussed also. And, I think that it will benefit a lot of people starting August 29.
So, kamusta, attorney, yung feeling doon na you get to meet a lot of Pinoys doon, and then kamusta yung atmosphere doon? Is it fiesta ba ang that's why it's called Fiesta in America?
Yeah. Of course, fiesta. May mga artistahin. At may mga nagtitinikling.
Yun.
Ang daming pagkain. At saka, kung ano-ano mga, Filipino goods. At mga, of course, nandiyan din yung mga non-Filipinos na nag-exhibit. And talagang everybody's having, just the right atmosphere to have fun. Kumbaga, it's something that's near and dear to our hearts. At saka it's a very unifying event. That's why I'm commending yung mga organizers, because this is really something na nakaka-unite sa ating mga Pilipino.
Correct.
And it was also a good occasion kasi nakita ko rin yung mga ibang kaibigan ko na nasa New York area.
So, parang reunion na rin, And I'm sure, and I'm sure dala-dala mo din ang buong Madrid Crost Law Group doon sa Fiesta in America.
Of course. At also, kasama rin ang V81 Radio, of course.
Yun.
It was a great opportunity to promote
yes.
V81. Sabi ko, sabi ko sa ating mga kababayan, send in your questions sa v81radio.com. And at the same time, yung mga hindi nakapagtanong, at least masasagot yung kanilang mga tanong through this radio program.
Yan, oo. Lagi nilang tandaan na makinig sa ating program every Saturday, di ba? So, maganda. It was naiingit nga ako kasi sabi ko, nako sana andun din ako, no? To experience
maybe next year.
Oo, no? The annual fiesta in America, di ba? So, yeah.
Say the date. I think it's August 12 and 13 this time. But it's always a Saturday and Sunday. So,
ayun.
And it's good because it was a great opportunity to introduce also the Madrid Crost Law Group.
Tama, ano. And of course, sabi nga kanina yung full force kayo doon, ano, and I heard, attorney, you have also, syempre mamaya after we will take a break after this one. We'll get to know more about kung sino yung mga katulong ni attorney. We'll get to interview two attorneys ng Madrid Crost Law Group, kaya maya ho yan, ano. And of course, nabanggit ko kanina, no, na full force nga kayo doon. So, and then can you tell our listeners kung sino-sino pa yung mga of course na bumubuo ng law group, ng law firm ng Madrid Crost?
There are, let's see, 5 of us with legal training. Well, that's me. Kasi Attorney Maricar Madrid Crost. I went to law school in the Philippines. At the same time, nag-masters ako dito sa George Washington University. We have Carla De La Rosa, who is from Panama, and she had her Masters of Law at University of Illinois. James McClintic is our latest addition. He went to American University, and he's been a wonderful very wonderful to our Filipino clientele and others from other countries. And we have 2 Philippine-trained lawyers who are licensed to practice in the Philippines and who will eventually be licensed in the United States. We have Andrew Lena and Mike Gomez. So Mike Gomez is manning the office in New York, and I go there every now and then regularly. So to meet with clients. And so that comprises the legal team. 2 are licensed to provide advice on Philippine law. That's Andrew and Mike. And of course, we have our support staff also, who are located in various parts of the country. One in Boston, one in Laramie, Wyoming, one in Cebu, and the others are here. So, we're
everywhere.
All over the place.
Yeah.
We are multicultural, and we are very happy to help our kababayans and kaibigans.
And of course, the Madrid Crost Law Group, kumbaga si Attorney Maricar Madrid Crost ang siya si Captain America, siya ang leader, okay? Siya ang principal lawyer, di ba? Siya ang nagli-lead ng team. Ayan, kaya
Thank you.
So later on we'll get to meet yung sabi ko nga yung dalawa pang attorneys sa kakausapin natin, and we'll get to know more of the team, kaya very first time ito na ako din medyo excited din ako, matagal na tayong since January na tayo nagpo-program dito, but this is the first time to speak to your team, attorney, para malaman din natin ang kung ano ba ang what's like to be working in Madrid Crost Law Group, and kung paano bang boss si Attorney Maricar Madrid Crost.
Hindi ko narinig yan, ha?
So mamaya yan, wala si attorney sa sa usapan.
I was out talking to another client kanina nung ini-interview mo sila.
Okay. All right. So we'll take a short break, and when we come back, we have Attorney James and Attorney Carla of the Madrid Crost Law Group. Alright, so magbabalik ko tayo. Diyan lamang ho kayo. This is your US Visa Law News and FAQs. Ako po si Gio and kasama ko po si Attorney Maricar Madrid Crost.
US Visa Law News and FAQs with Attorney Maricar Madrid Crost on V81 Radio. Connected ka na ba? Kung hindi pa, like us and follow us on our social media accounts. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/V81Radio. Follow us on Twitter @V81Radio. At maging updated all day, every day. V81 Radio. All hits, all Pinoy. Comprehensive Immigration Solutions.
Ano ba yung DACA? And matutulungan niyo kaya yung aking dalawang anak?
Paano po yun, attorney, may tourist visa sa...
Pumasok po ako dito as K1 visa, so naka-conditional green card status po ako.
Mga dapat yung malaman tungkol sa iba't ibang US immigration law.
Now, pag na-reach na yung priority date ng isang visa applicant, mag-aksyon ka agad. Derivative beneficiary spouse at saka yung mga children who are below 21.
Kasama ang batikang US immigration lawyer mula Chicago.
You can send me an email to mc@madridcrost.com. Ang aking toll-free number is 888-466-4478.
US Visa Law News and FAQs. Tutukan bawat Sabado, 11 a.m. Central, 9 a.m. Pacific, and 12 noon Eastern Time. With replays every Monday, 9 a.m. Philippine Time. US Visa Law News and FAQs with Attorney Maricar Madrid Crost. Exclusively on V81 Radio.
Tandaan, our inspiration is your success.
US Visa Law News and FAQs with Attorney Maricar Madrid Crost on V81 Radio.
And we're back dito po sa ating US Visa Law News and FAQs. And Attorney Crost, kanina sabi ko, we will interview some of your colleagues, mga tumutulong po na mga attorney din sa Madrid Crost Law Group. Ito po ay very interesting because they're not Filipinos but they're helping ang ating mga kababayans po, no? Especially dyan po sa inyong law firm. Ano? So, let's have our first attorney. Let's have one from Panama, and she is Attorney Carla De La Rosa. Hi, Attorney Carla.
Hi, good afternoon. So my name is Carla De La Rosa. I am originally from Panama. I completed my Master's of Law from the University of Illinois in Champaign. And then I joined the Madrid Crost Law Group in 2005. So I've been practicing immigration for the last 10 years. Prior to joining the firm in 2005, I practiced banking and finance laws in Panama.
Okay, so what made you interested in immigration law?
I love learning about different cultures. I'm an immigrant myself, so I can relate to persons in that position. We have had wonderful experience with clients who thought that they could never legalize their status. So seeing companies and individuals meeting their goals through successful filings is very rewarding to us.
Yeah. And how do you find the Filipinos? Are we how do you find us? Are we a positive in terms of characteristics, in terms of, I'm sure you handled different cases of Filipinos and you're helping Filipinos.
Oh, I love working with Filipinos. They are very positive. They're always willing to listen and try to follow our advice so they can legalize their stay. That's a very interesting culture, and I love working with them.
And among the cases you've handled, do you have any case that is very memorable to you?
One case that I always remember is a case about a woman who was abused by her U.S. citizen husband, and she thought that she could never legalize her status. So she was very concerned because she didn't have a lot of documents supporting her case. But when she came to us, we worked very hard with her, and she was eventually able to become a green card holder.
Oh, great. That's good. And Attorney Carla, I know being a lawyer and helping different cases, handling different cases within the Madrid Crost Law Group requires a lot of time, right? So how do you balance your work in the Madrid Crost Law Group and spending time with your family, going out? So how do you balance that?
Well, at the beginning when we take a case, we always try to set our goals and expectations and what we expect, and try to go over it with the client, so we can, and then we prioritize and we try as much as possible to create a balance. And I try to create a balance so I can have enough time to work on my cases in a way that they are successful, and try to also spend time with my family.
And this is I need to ask this. So
Okay.
how is Attorney Maricar Madrid Crost as a boss? In the firm?
She's a great boss. She's very fun to work with.
I agree.
I have learned a lot from her.
Mm-hmm.
She's always, willing to spend time with her staff and spend time in each case so everything is done the proper way.
Mm-hmm.
So she's been a good mentor to me. So I'm very happy to be working with her.
And thank you, Attorney Carla, for your time. And we jump over to the next. Ito din po, Attorney Crost, na yung mga nakikinig sa atin. Again, they're not Filipinos, but they are within the Madrid Crost Law Group helping ating mga kababayan achieve their American dream. Let's have Attorney James McClintock. Hi, Attorney James. How are you?
Hi, thanks, Gio. I'm great.
Welcome to U.S. Visa Law, Attorney James. First of all, can you give us a short background of who is Attorney James and how did you join the Madrid Crost Law Group?
Sure. Thanks, Gio. Sure, I'd be delighted to. Yes, so I'm an immigration attorney. I'm a relatively recent addition to the Madrid Crost Law Group. I joined in June. I've actually been a practicing attorney since the fall of 2005. Mm-hmm. A lot of my career has been dedicated to litigation, consumer protection work. However, I've always had a very strong interest in immigration law as well. I took a great many immigration law courses in school, and prior to becoming an attorney, I volunteered with nonprofit organizations, particularly one here in the Chicago area that provided social services and citizenship courses to refugees and war veterans from the Vietnam War. So it's safe to say that I've really had, for most of my adult professional life, I've had a strong interest in immigrants and immigration law, and kind of as Carla had said previously, a real fascination with other cultures. Mm-hmm. I have a background in French literature. I've also studied a little bit of Spanish, and my wife is a Chinese national. So I've always had, like I say, a real strong interest in other cultures, and have had a lot of personal and kind of prior professional experience working with the immigrant community.
Oh, you mentioned that your wife is a Chinese national? So
that's correct.
Yeah. So I assume you can understand a little bit of Chinese.
A very little bit. If you're going to quiz me today, I'm going to be in trouble. I might have to. But yeah, she's helping me learn a little bit, slowly but surely.
And I assume also you can understand a little bit of Tagalog, Filipino language.
Well, Mary is helping me day by day. I'm trying to pick up a couple more words. I hope to impress her here by the 6-month mark, but with a brief conversation. But we'll see. I hope she's not evaluating me on that basis.
Okay, so Attorney James, among the case you've handled, do you have any case that you can just say, oh, this is one of a kind case that I had, a memorable case?
Boy, that's a great question. And, there have been a lot, particularly recently. I might be hard-pressed to pick just one, but there is one that kind of sticks in my mind. It's one that involves my firm's representation of a major construction contractor, actually, that has been that has entered into a contract with the federal government to improve and reconstruct military facilities. And in order to do that, it's been absolutely critical that they hire thousands and thousands of workers in a range of blue-collar trades, electricians, welders, metal workers, carpenters, what have you. Because there's been a shortage of qualified American workers, they've had a strong need for H-2B workers, so, temporary workers in a non-agricultural segment of workers. And it's been surprisingly difficult, really, to kind of get those approved by the Immigration Service. It's been really a head scratcher because on the one hand, you've got the Defense Department, which is spending hundreds of millions of dollars constructing and adding on to their military installation. And you've got a construction contractor that's ready to go, but they're really having a tremendously difficult time recruiting workers, many of whom are Filipinos, by the way. And it's just, for me, it's kind of been an interesting example of some of the challenges, I think, of getting an H-2B petition approved. But I think also, for me, it's just really illustrated how sometimes within the government you've got two different agencies that really aren't coordinating, quite literally aren't talking to each other, with the Defense Department wanting to get this done, but with USCIS, our Immigration Service, not approving these. So you've kind of got the right hand, frankly, not knowing what the left hand is doing. So it's been very interesting. It's been, like I say, eye-opening and a little bit of a head-scratcher, too, but just a fascinating challenge, I think, from a perspective of an immigration practitioner.
And that leads to my next question, Attorney James. What made you interested in immigration law?
Well, like I say, there have been a lot of things. Again, I'm not an immigrant myself. Unlike many of the other employees at the firm, I was born in a small town in the United States, out on the West Coast. However, from a very early age, I did a lot of traveling. I've been to a couple dozen countries, all over Europe, all over China and Southeast Asia, been to Mexico and Venezuela. So I'm kind of well-traveled. And again, like my colleague Carla, I've always had a real strong interest in other cultures and other languages. But I think if there's any one thing that really crystallized my interest in immigration law, it was the experience that I've had, again, working with a nonprofit social services organization that is dedicated to helping refugees and war veterans. And again, part of what I did for them prior to becoming an attorney was teaching citizenship courses. And during that time, it not only really deepened my understanding and interest in helping immigrants, but really gave me more insight into some of the problems and some of the issues that they have. And I love the idea now that I'm an attorney, I love the idea of being able to help them in a way that can really impact their lives in a positive way.
Great. And I know being an attorney and then, handling many cases, studying the cases, giving solutions to different cases.
Sure.
How do you balance your work in the Madrid Crost Law Group and, of course, your family?
Sure. Yeah, that's, it's a great question. It's one I'm asked all the time. And I think, frankly, it's something that every attorney, every busy professional deals with. I've got a 4-year-old daughter, and then I've got a son on the way, due October 5th. So
yeah,
it's been a challenge, and it's going to continue to be. I would say, I guess I have two answers to that. I mean, first of all, one of the things I try to do when I'm at work is kind of work smart and work efficiently. I often feel that if you work really long hours, not only does it sacrifice time that you could spend with your family, but it's also diminishing returns in the sense that after working more than 10, 12 hours a day, I think it's really hard for most people, to really concentrate, be productive, and do their best. So one way I find the balance is just to try to really work efficiently and effectively when I'm at the firm. And then the second part of that is that as I mentioned earlier, my wife is Chinese. She and I attend a great many cultural events, not just related to the Chinese community, but related to, all the different Asian and Asian American communities in Chicago. I try to really bring my family along to a lot of that as well. So while I'm there and attending those, my family's having fun, I'm having fun, but at the same time, I'm marketing on behalf of the firm. I'm telling people about the wonderful work that Mary does and that we all really do on behalf of not just the Filipino community, but among so many different cultural groups in Chicago. So I try to really bring the family along into it too, and we all have a lot of fun.
Oh, great to hear that. And Attorney James, before I finally have the last question, have you ever handled any deportation cases?
Sure. No, we certainly have. As a firm, we've got quite a bit of experience with that. And currently, yes, we are working on a deportation case. And often, the one that we're handling right now is actually a deportation defense matter. And one of the things that working on that case has really kind of shown me is that, there can just be a lot of, there can be a lot of different reasons why, the U.S. government might deem a non-citizen to be removable. And often it might have to do with a criminal conviction or, something along those lines. Particularly, we've got pretty strict laws with regard to that. Obviously fabricating your citizenship or something along those lines. But one of the things that I've kind of learned from handling these cases and from kind of reading about them and frankly with speaking to people who have been in that position is that you really shouldn't despair until you are certain that you've talked with experienced counsel, until you are certain that you have explored all of your legal options. That would probably be my main takeaway, is that if you've got a client who is facing removal and the situation looks dire, don't give up. There might be any number of legal theories or legal avenues that you can explore. There might be any number of things that you can do, to take a good look at that criminal conviction and see if really and truly that warrants deportation. In other words, there are certainly circumstances where the government is wrong and where the attorneys for Department of Homeland Security who are representing the interests of the government in the removal proceeding, they might be wrong. They might not have a fully fleshed out legal theory. Sometimes they are also just doing their job mechanically without really looking at the nuances of law. So often there is a lot that can be done on behalf of a client who is facing that awful consequence. And really as attorneys, and I think I can speak for all of us, we all have that duty to explore every possible avenue, make every argument that we can, and really just go to the mat for our client. And often, the result can be quite encouraging, actually. So don't despair until you talk to counsel and really explore your choices.
Thank you for your time, attorney. I know you have a busy day there in the office, and you
my pleasure.
Take time to speak to us. Okay, so this is my last and very difficult question.
I thought I just answered one.
Okay. Okay, so are you ready? Okay. So
I'm ready.
All right. So you've been working with the Madrid Crost Law Group for about 6 months, right?
Well, actually, a little less than that. I started at the beginning of June, so about 2.5 months now.
2.5 months.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So how do you find Attorney Maricar Madrid Crost as a leader, as a boss, and as a friend, and as a colleague?
Well, first I've got to ask, is she still here? Is she still on the phone? No, I'm kidding.
No, she's not listening.
No, she is. I have to tell you, it's absolutely wonderful in every way, and I mean that. She has been, like Carla mentioned earlier, she's been an absolutely wonderful mentor. She's got an encyclopedic knowledge of immigration law. She's got one of the best and most empathetic ways of dealing with clients that I've ever seen. She keeps her cool. She's humorous. She's relaxed. Yet she's very knowledgeable. She's been very diligent. So it's really been a great experience. One of the, I think, for me, a characteristic of a really great leader in a law firm setting is somebody who can see the big picture. They've got an idea of the direction that the firm needs to be going as a business. They understand the need to run it as a business and to have a kind of overarching vision for the firm and for its future. And yet at the same time, there are people who also have great knowledge of the doctrine. They have a great knowledge of the law, so they can zoom in on the details of a case and provide really specific advice. And that's really Mary in a nutshell. She's somebody who knows how to run a business, who's wonderful at getting things done, but yet you can also talk to her at any time, and she knows the law. She's never too busy to proofread a memo or proofread, a motion that I'm going to submit. So it's really great, and I don't know how she does it, but she certainly does, and I'm thrilled to be a part of her team.
Okay, great. And being an immigration lawyer, one last thing: do you have any words of wisdom or any final message to our listeners who are listening, especially the whole Filipino community that is listening here in not only here in the U.S. but all throughout the world,
Sure.
worldwide? Yeah.
Sure. Well, first of all, again, even though I am not Filipino myself, it's been just a tremendous honor to serve the Filipino community here in Chicago and really from all over the country. My sister-in-law is Filipino, and so I have a real close, a real close tie, frankly, to the community there, especially out in California. I've got a very warm feeling for the culture and for the people. And so it's just, my message to really all of our Filipino listeners and really everybody is just it's a pleasure to work with you, and certainly, one of the things I think everybody ought to keep in mind is that immigration law can sometimes look easy when it really isn't. I think there's a real temptation on the part of people who, either want to immigrate to the United States or they're here and they want to adjust their status or they want to get some other benefit. I think there's a real temptation to look at a form, these days you can download everything off of the web and just, no problem. I'll fill in the blanks, I'll file it, I'll look up the filing fee. Things can often be much harder than that. There certainly are techniques and strategies as to how you fill out a form, when you file it, and whatnot, and the kind of information you need to provide, and some of the types of pitfalls that can come up too. So, like I said, certainly there have been any number of people who have filed forms on their own and haven't had problems, but most cases have a little more complexity than you would think. Sometimes language on the forms can be confusing. There can be a lot of sort of unintended consequences of filling out a form incorrectly or not doing so in a timely manner. So, my message really would be, immigration regulations and law can seem kind of easy, but it's deceptively complex. So, again, always consult experienced counsel and never wing it. Never assume that you can just do it, file it, and get it done. It's often harder than that, unfortunately.
Thank you, James. Thank you. And
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to know you also. We've been doing this program since January. So, it was a pleasure talking to you on this program, U.S. Visa Law.
Thank you. Pleasure was ours.
U.S. Visa Law, News and FAQs with Attorney Maricar Madrid Crost on V81 Radio. Mas marami kayong dahilan upang makinig sa inyong All Hits Weekend. Mga makabuluhang programa na hitik sa mga bagong impormasyon. Hosted by well-known speakers, advocates, and advisors. Palalawakin nila ang ating kaalaman patungkol sa kalusugan, the latest in technology, business and finance, entrepreneurship, taxation, and immigration services. Abangan ang lahat ng yan tuwing Sabado, exclusively on V81 Radio.
California's all hits, all Pinoy internet radio station. You're on V81 Radio.
And thank you so much again. We're back dito po sa ating US Visa Law News and FAQs. Attorney James and Attorney Carla for their time. Kinausap natin sila at saka okay naman, may sinabi sila tungkol sa iyo, but they're good. And then I
did not hear that.
And of course,
sorry, I took a break. I had to meet with someone earlier.
Ay dun sa mga nakikinig sa atin, yung etong programa natin, we are recording this dito po sa San Francisco and dun mismo sa office ni Attorney Crost sa Chicago, Kaya baka nagtatanong sila kung nasaan ba si Attorney, nasaan si Gio. So ayan, the broadcast, the recording or this episode ay nire-record natin sa office ni Attorney in Chicago, and then I'm here sa San Francisco. All right, so we'll wrap up this episode. It was a very interesting topic. Interesting kasi nakilala natin ang team ng Madrid Crost Law Group. And not only Attorney Maricar, So, we've learned na meron palang mga Philippine attorneys din na tumutulong, one from New York, and then, you have staff everywhere. So, maganda yan.
Yeah.
So, di ba? Alright, so, we'll do it again, Attorney, next week. And I'm sure kaabang-abang na naman na topic ang ating po pag-uusapan. And again, don't forget, on August 29, at ito na po yung Attorney, yung sinasabi nating mag-take effect na yung
extended provisional waiver.
Yun, yan. Okay, so, kaabang-abang. Good news yan para sa lahat. Alright, so, maraming salamat for listening, and for those na hindi po napakinggan yung ating mga previous episodes, you can catch it on YouTube. All you have to do is to type in the keywords Madrid Crost Law Group, V81 Radio, or US Visa Law, at saka lalabas na po mga previous episodes ng programang ito. Maraming salamat po for listening for V81 Radio. Ako po si Gio.
At ako naman ay si Attorney Maricar Madrid Crost. If it's Saturday, it's US Visa Law News and FAQs. And tandaan, our inspiration is your success.